Hey guys, my name is Portia and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 financial mistakes that I made whenever I got into my career as a nurse. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So as of late, you guys know that I have been reading a lot about financial literacy and about money. So whenever I became a nurse back in 2016, right away I started contributing to my 403b. So back then I was not very educated about finances. I didn't understand a lot about money. So the first mistake that I made is that I did not max out my 403b each year. So I didn't have any children. I was married back then, but we didn't really have major expenses. We lived off of one income, which was at the time, my husband's income. So all of my money, really all I had to do was pay for my previous student loans from my other career field and save money. So I wish I would have understood the importance of maxing out my 403b. I did contribute, and back then my hospital was matching 5%. So I put in a max 5%, and then they put in a max 5%. And I thought that me putting in a max 5% was the same thing as maxing out my 403b, but it wasn't. Um, so at the end of my 3 years at that hospital, I ended up having about 20,000 in my 403b. And had I known back then, maxing it out would have been, I don't know, a few $1,000s a year. I would have maxed that bad boy out, and I probably would have had closer to 40,000, at least 35,000 within 3 years if I would have maxed it out each year. But I didn't because I didn't understand finances back then. So that was the first mistake. So the second mistake that I made was that all of my money, I was just letting it sit in my banking my bank account, my bank saving account. So like I mentioned earlier, at the time, my husband and I were living off of one income, which was his income. So my money was directly deposited into the savings account every 2 weeks. I kept $1,000 to pay for my student loan payment. We had a joint account. So my money went straight into the savings account, and that money just sat there for at least 2.5 years. We didn't use it for anything besides like maybe trips here and there. But had I known then, I would have maybe got into some real estate. I would have definitely put it in a high yield savings account. I would have looked at investing, maybe starting off with some ETFs. I would have looked at maybe some short-term CDs. I mean, all that money we had just sitting in a savings account. So I was a nurse, right? A registered nurse back then. So a registered nurse's salary, at least 80% was just sitting in a savings account. And so I'm just like that money, I could have done so much more with that money. I mean, and now that I've read all these books and I understand what money can do or how to make it work for you, just having money sit in your banking account, in your savings account at your bank is not doing anything for you. But like I said, back then I didn't know, I didn't understand. I thought it's just saving the money was good enough. But hey, now I know better. Okay, so the third thing that I did wrong um, back then too was I didn't educate myself. So I had just graduated nursing school, and I knew that it was important to save for retirement. So that's why I contributed to my 403b. But I didn't take the time to actually gain knowledge. And the crazy part is my first degree was in business finance. But of course, school taught you more about financials for businesses and the financial analysis for markets, but it didn't really teach you about personal finance. So I wish I would have taken the time to gain knowledge back then, back when I was first getting started, like I'm doing now, in this new career. But you live and you learn, and you learn from your past. And so, I'm in a place now where I'm like, I have like my money allocated to various accounts, and it's just not sitting there. The money that's just sitting in my savings account is money that I just keep as like just like emergency, so to say. Like if I need to grab a few $100, I just take it from that account, something I can just pull away fast. But it's not like a whole lot of money. I have my brokerage account, I have my HSA, I have my SEP IRA, then I have my business savings and my business CD. So I have things allocated now, which is a good starting point for me. But yeah, guys, so those are the 3 mistakes that I made early on in my career, as it pertains to finance. So guys, I'm telling you, it is important to gain knowledge. And you can gain knowledge regardless of how much you make. Like it costs nothing for you to go on YouTube, type in the title of a book, and find the audio version. I mean, get the knowledge. Getting the knowledge is very important, and it's the first step, and it will help you get to where you want to be much faster, and it'll help you get to where you want to be with making less mistakes. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be, it's going to be foolproof or perfect plan, because we're all going to make some mistakes along the way, but get started, educate yourself. All right, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.